guys, what's up? My name is Shanwein and today, pag-usapan nga na natin itong nabasa ko na article coming from Arabian Business. Is it? Yeah, Arabian Business. But anyhow, even before we get into that, muna tayo. Mag-total recall muna tayo.
Hindi yan ng mga taga-DMW ang gusto kong sabihin o yung sinabi ko. Uulitin ko, yung unang sinabi ko, total deployment ban because I want to send a strong message sa mga taga-Kuwaiti. Kasi paulit-ulit na lang po nangyari itong paglapastangan sa ating mga kababayan. So, ang sabi ko, number one, maghingi muna sila ng apology. Number two, we sit down, bilateral talk on our terms, kung ano mga gusto nating mga sasabihin sa kanila, gusto nating mangyari. So, pag pumunta tayo sa bargaining table, meron tayong leverage. At yun nga po yung tinatawag kong deployment ban. Kasi nga po, they need us more than we need them, kung tutuusin. Marami po mga may ibang lahi na hindi na po sila kaya na tiisin.
Okay. Kung maalala nyo nga guys, back in 2018, no? Surprisingly, this article was rated by Richard Heydarian. Sabi niya rito sa isang article, why Duterte ban workers from going to Kuwait? Sabi pa rito, Richard Heydarian is a specialist in Asian geopolitical and economic affairs. Anyhow, so nagkaroon nga po ng deployment ban ng panahon ni Duterte. Okay? Pero, dito sa ginawa ni Raffy Tulfo, hindi po naging maganda ang resulta. Bakit? Una sa lahat, hindi po ba nagkaroon na ng ng ban ang Kuwait sa mga Pilipino who are first-timer, who are visiting, or yung mga tawag dito, siguro yung mga pabalik ng Kuwait na wala pang visa. So, naban po yun. I think it was just yesterday, napadaan po ako sa isang article ng Arabian Business. No? Palakihan natin guys para mas lalo nyo ma-appreciate. Ayon dito sa article na to, that was written actually last Saturday, 22nd of July, 2023, hindi naman nilagay specific kung sino. Sabi dito, Kuwait deport 700 Filipinos. 700 men and women from the Philippines deported from Kuwait in just 3 months. Kuwait has deported around 700 Filipinos in the past 3 months, according to local media reports. Arabic language daily Al-Rai reported that men and women were put on flights, either on their own expense or paid for by the National Embassy, which is the Philippine Embassy. So kaya pala tahimik, dahil ito na po pala ang nangyayari. The move was made to prevent Kuwaiti sponsors having to pay for air tickets, said Ministry of Interior. Diba? Kuwait deports Filipinos. The money saved on air tickets is thought to be between $814 to $1,140 per passenger. Ngayon, kung sinasabi rito na ang embahada pa natin ang nagbayad sa iba, so syempre, gastos yan ng gobyerno na ang nag-fund ng government ay ang taong bayan. Citing a named security source, the Al-Rai report said that there have been a significant decline in the number of absconding Filipino workers in the country. The Philippine Embassy shelter in the country, which had acted as a refuge for workers violating local laws, has closed. No? Pinasara na. Approximately 500 Filipinos seeking sanctuary at the embassy shelter were arrested. Imagine nyo, no, yung anxiety, yung trauma na inabot ng mga kababayan natin dahil lang sa strong message ni Raffy Tulfo. Approximately 500 Filipinos seeking sanctuary at the embassy were arrested. They have since been sent to the Philippines by the General Department of Deportation. Around 130 people were detained due to travel restriction imposed due to ongoing court cases for alleged violation, including theft and financial cases. The way I see it nga, hindi ako magagalit or maiinis sa Kuwaiti government. Pinaramdam nila sa atin that they've been very, very lenient sa Philippine government. Kasi kung babalikan nga natin to, 2018, feeling niya ano eh, feeling nito ni Tulfo, mala Duterte siya. You're not head of this, you're not the head of state, Raffy Tulfo. Sabi rito, in response, the Kuwaiti authorities accused the Philippine Embassy personnel of smuggling Filipino maids in flagrant violation of Kuwaiti laws and international diplomatic rules. They immediately detained several non-diplomatic staff from the Philippine embassy while issuing arrest warrants for 3 Filipino diplomats. Okay, hindi ako sure kung merong immunity ang Kuwait, pero tayo sa Kuwait, pero hindi nila, kung meron man, hindi nila pwedeng i-detain ang mga Filipino diplomats. That was the same reason kung bakit itong si PBBM ay nakakapasok ng Amerika. Even if may sinasabing pending case si PBBM. But because of diplomatic immunity, hindi siya kasama doon. Sabi dito, after decades of cordial relationship, the two nations have moved dangerously close to severing their diplomatic ties, and the fate of more than 260,000 Filipinos residing in Kuwait is now hanging in the balance. The ongoing diplomatic crisis, however, is only the tip of the iceberg. It exposes a more fundamental challenge for the Philippines, which has extorted labor for decades to fuel its economy. The policy in providing increasingly unsustainable since it exposes countless Filipinos to difficult and highly dangerous working condition abroad while the demand for labor is rising at home, along with the standard of living. Diba? Pero, at some point, naayos to. Let me do a search. Yan. Kung titingnan natin dito, no, bakit 2020, Duterte Okoy's total OFW employment ban? And the post that tapos, bakit 2018, in order yung pag-lift ng ban. So, alin dito sa dalawa yung tama? So, if we're going back here, Duterte Okoy's total employment ban to Kuwait. Workers to Kuwait Malacanang announced on Friday in a statement, presidential spokesperson San Panero said Filipinos are officially barred from seeking jobs in the Gulf state following the killing of Filipino domestic worker si Jeneline Villavende. But here, Philippine Duterte orders lifting of labor deployment ban to Kuwait. After two countries agreed to measure to regulate employment following a diplomatic row over an alleged abuse of workers. The Philippines suspended the deployment of workers to the Gulf state in January after Duterte said the abuse of Filipino domestic helpers by Kuwaiti employers was continuing unchecked and had been driven several to suicide. Domestic helpers account for more than 65% of more than 260,000 Filipinos in Kuwait, according to Philippine Foreign Ministry. Foreign workers in the Gulf state are employed under a sponsorship system that gives employers the right to keep their passport and exercise full control over their stay. Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International have long complained that Gulf states do not properly regulate working conditions for low-income domestic workers and laborers. They say excessively long hours and insufficient flexibility to change contracts to return home and yada yada yada. Alam niyo guys, no? Going back dito sa issue, meron na palang history, may tension na nangyayari dito. Tapos, manghihimasok pa si Idol Raffy. Sabi pa ng mga nag-comment dito, total deployment ban for that place. Alam nyo, ang Kuwait, hindi lang po siya isang employer. Dapat mo sabihin, total ban natin yan. Ang Kuwait, isang bansa na mayroong mga diploma, may, may tamang proseso kung paano natin sila habulin at maging responsible sila sa mga taong nagpupunta sa country nila para ma-employ ng kanilang mga citizen. Unfortunately, dahil wala kang alam si Raffy Tulfo sa mga ganyang bagay, so napaka-sensitive at taklesa niya sa mga pinagsasabi niya. Di ba? Maliban dyan sa mga kinulong, kinuli, alam niyo ba guys yung pakiramdam pag ikaw ay isa, ibibigay ko yung floor dun sa mga OFW na nakaranas na kayo ay hinuli, tapos kinulong, then hindi mo alam kung hanggang kailan ka doon. Alam niyo ba yung trauma? Para dito sa mga kababayan natin. Diba? Lahat po, dito po may shelter ang mga kababayan natin. Sa Dubai may shelter din ang mga kababayan natin. Sa Saudi may shelter din ang mga kababayan natin. Sa pagkakaalam ko. I think sa Qatar, every embassy na meron pong mga domestic helper within the Middle East, meron pong shelter ang mga kababayan natin. Bakit? Kasi doon po sila tumatakbo eh. Karamihan ng nagsistay doon is mga domestic helper. Hindi po lahat ng domestic helper, sabihin na lang natin, madaling makaintindi o kayang ipaglaban ng mga sarili nila. Alam nyo, bigyan ko kayo ng ano. Naging talamak din ang problema ng UAE tungkol sa ganyang mga issues. Employer versus employee na domestic helper. Alam niyo ginawa nila? Just to crack down. Especially, pumapasok na dyan yung usaping human trafficking. Just to crack down all this, hindi ko masabi yung word. Nagawa ng bagong policy ang UAE government na nagtayo sila ng nag-accredit sila ng mga recruitment agency para lang dito sa mga domestic helpers. So, meron specific na departamento naghahandle sa kanila. And ngayon, mas okay na. Mas better. Ganun ka-modernize kasi mag-isip ng mga taga-UAE. They're not like, other Gulf countries. Hindi lang sila modern, pero ganun sila ka-advance. Ganun nila iniisip yung mga taong pumupunta sa kanila. Lalong-lalo na alam nyo ba na about 85% ng tao dito ay expat. Napakaliit lang po ng percentage ng mga lokal dito. And even if maliit, even if malaki ang percentage ng mga expat dito, pinahalagaan po nila yung mga karapatan. Sa Philippines, Sa mga Filipino po, malaki ang percentage ng Filipino dito na nasa household work, nasa domestic na mga domestic helpers. And I bet mas marami pong nandoon sa mga shelters dito kumpara naman sa shelters sa Kuwait. 'Di ba? Sa Saudi alone, alam ko nasa 2 million yata. Dito ang Filipino, the last time na I was here back in 2018, 1819, nasa less than 750,000. Kaya I was very surprised but learning na Filipinos, yung population dito is nasa 600 na lang. So either lumipat na sila ng country or umuwi na sila ng Pilipinas. There is a better way. There is a better approach. Kasi magbuka ka ng bibig, tapos sa mga Pilipino nagsasuffer. Hindi lang po yung 49,000 na hindi nakaalis, na binigyan din ng ayuda ng DMW. Pati po yung mga Filipino na naninirahan po sa ating shelter. Imagine mo, nananahimik ka sa shelter, bigla kang huhulihin dahil sa mga pinagsasabi. Raffy Tulfo. Doon lang naman lahat yan na ganun. Nagmula eh. Diba? So, masaya na po ba yung mga ano? Masaya na po ba ang lahat? Sa pamilyang nag-suffer. Yun yung akala nyo. More than 49,000 po ang pamilya ang nag-suffer. Dahil dyan, sa ginawa ni Raffy Tulfo. Feeling niya siya si PRRD na i-approach siya, magmamakaawa ang Kuwaiti Government sa kanya at may sinasabi pa siya na strong message na makikipag-negotiate. Akala niya ba makikipag-negotiate sa kanya ang Kuwaiti Government? Hell no. Sabi nga dito ni PBBM, President Marcos won't impose total ban to Kuwait. It was something na na-posted last May 27. Pero wala na eh. Sorry. Sabi nga rito ni PBBM, the Philippines will not impose a total deployment ban of workers to Kuwait despite the recent decision of the Gulf state to suspend issuance of work visa to Filipinos. Our workers can return there, especially those who have pending visa application, Marcos said in an interview at the Philippine Navy headquarters in Manila. Noting that his administration does not want to burn any bridges. Ang problema natin PBBM yung isang nagmamagaling na senador hindi lang burn bridges Mas malala pa sa burn bridges. May mas malala pa sa burn ng bridges. Kuwait suspended the issuance of entry and work visa to Filipinos due to the Philippines' supposed non-compliance with the labor agreement between the two countries. Only Filipinos with valid visas can enter Kuwait starting May 10. He said the Philippines, akala ko ba hindi tinuloy diba? May nagsabi na tinuloy daw yung total ban, diba? The president said that there are around 800 Filipino workers who failed to enter Kuwait due to new deployment ban. Hopefully down the road, we will continue to work to improve the situation. Well, things are getting worse. Despite Kuwait's decision, the department is not implementing any total ban. I agree 100% with our president because his foreign policy directions is clear. The Philippines is friend to all. The president is right in saying let us not burn bridges. Early Pangasinan Third Representative Rachel Arenas asked the government to impose, isa pa pala to Hindi lang pala si Tulfo pati pala si Arenas asked the government to impose a total ban of overseas Filipino workers to Kuwait. on part of the Manila due to heinous crimes committed on Filipino migrant workers. Yesterday, the chief executive said banning deployment of workers is an overreaction. Sometimes the ban is an overreaction. But Arenas, who chairs the Committee on Foreign Affairs of the House of Representatives, expressed belief the decision of Kuwait government was meant to pressure Philippine government to lift its total ban. Ang gulo nila, di ba? So ano ba? Nagkaroon ba ng total ban o walang total ban na nangyari? Di ba? The Philippines decided to temporarily, ayun, the Philippines decided to temporarily ban the deployment of first-time household service workers to Kuwait to ensure their safety following the murder. So basically, natuloy nga. Nagkaroon ng temporary ban ng deployment. The previous administration imposed a temporary ban due to the murder of OFW Joe and Phillies in 2018. Pero ang tagal na nito eh. Alam ko na-lift na to eh. Diba? Na-lift na to eh. So binabanatan pala natin sa Raffy Tulfo, meron din palang isang kongresista. Diba? So Senator Tulfo in Congress, is it Congresswoman, Congressman? Congresswoman Rachel Arenas. Okay na po ba kayo? Masaya na po kayo sa naging resulta ng mga pinagsisigaw niyang total ban. Diba? Pag-uwi po ng mga OFW natin na pinadeport, salubungin niyo po. Bigyan niyo ng ayuda galing sa mga personal ng bulsa at hindi galing sa pera ng taong bayan. Apart from that, ipatherapy niyo na rin po sa lahat ng trauma tinanggap nila sa kanilang na-experience while they are in Kuwait. Na nananahimik sa loob ng shelter at dahil sa mga bibig ninyo, di ba? Nakala nyo kasi tanga-tanga mga taga-Kuwaiti government. Unfortunately, hindi pala. Tayo pala yun. Diba? Anyway guys, again, sending you an update kung ano nang nangyayari sa mga kababayan natin sa Kuwait based dito sa article coming from Arabian Business. Kung meron po kayong mga kamag-anak na alam nyo may problema nasa Kuwait, you might want to check them out. Kamustahin man lamang. It's one of the many things na pwede po natin magawin just to, give them a little bit of relief for now na yan yung mga nangyayari. Anyway guys, again, maraming salamat sa panonood. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Share nyo na rin. Definitely mag-comment kayo. So, dun sa mga gusto ng total ban, natuwa na ba kayo? Dun sa mga kababayan natin na mas nagkaroon ng concern sa turn of events ang mga pinagsasabi ni Raffy Tulfo tungkol sa sigaw niya ng total ban, anong masasabi niyo dyan? Anyway guys, again, maraming salamat. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!